Hello, everyone. I think I checked my levels. They're okay. Good evening. Welcome back to the stream. It's me, Digi, and today we are not flying a plane. In fact, I'm doing a pretty quick stream just to catch up on my trucking, and we're going to Japan. We are in Euro Truck Simulator 2. We're going to go ahead and reprise our role as Tanaka Hirasaki, and we're going to go back to the land of the rising sun. We're going to do some deliveries, maybe one or two, just real quick, and we're going to see what we can see this evening. So, welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. Let me just check my levels and see how I'm doing over here. I think we're doing okay, actually. I don't know where I am, so I'll take a look at the world map real fast. We're on the island of Shikoku, and we stopped in Tokushima last time and delivered some stuff. I don't know if I was on or off stream when I did this, but I'm going to go ahead and see what I can actually get and deliver, and we'll do one or two runs, and then we'll see where we are by, like, say, 8 o'clock. Do like me some Renault. The nice little truck. I used to drive the Volvo a lot in the Europe map, but this one's kind of grown on me a lot. Okay, so volume is a little high, but actually I think we're okay. Let's go to the front, disengage the parking brake, and let's go see what job we can take. What's kind of cool about this place is that it has a realistic brand mod pre-installed, I think, with the map mod. Let's take a look and see what cargo we can take with us. Cement to Tokyo. Used plastics to Yokohama. Actually, I think used plastics are going to work really nice. Yeah, we'll take that job. Let's get backed up. And it's right here. So hello everybody and welcome aboard. We're definitely taking a road off the beaten path today, going back into Euro Truck Simulator 2 and doing Project Japan map mod. We're going to be delivering to, I believe I said it was Yokohama. I'll double check my map real fast. It is to Yokohama, that's right. Let's get going. We've got roughly a virtual day of traveling. Not touch the curb. Ooh. We gotta get back on the highway to get off the island. It'll be like another minute or two before we get back on it. And again, hearty welcome to everybody stopping by today. Appreciate having you all aboard, even if you're just watching on the replay or if you're lurking. Wishing you a very good afternoon. Um, it's been a challenging couple of weeks, but I will say I appreciate everyone that's offered words of encouragement and support, whether it's been through a monetary donation or simply cracking a good joke to keep my spirits up. I appreciate you all. I wanted to let you know we have stepped into what I'm probably going to go ahead and call phase 2 of us figuring out what we need to do. And so far, it's going to be super like crazy tight in terms of money, but Yahweh permitting, things will hopefully pan out. But I will go ahead and say it's going to be really close. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to attend Expo through an e-ticket, but we'll see. Lyles, hello. Good to see you, friend. Lyles, let me know if my volume level is too high or too low, and I will try to adjust it as best I can. But otherwise, we are in Euro Truck Simulator 2, and we are driving a truck to Yokohama. Doing okay so far, I think. So it's going to be roughly a day's worth of traveling in a sim. We're going to be hopping a ferry once we get to, I believe, Osaka or Kobe to get to Tokyo and then back to Yokohama, which is on the south side of the Tokyo Bay. Meanwhile, we're about to get on the highway right now. Highway driving is going to be, I'd say, a good chunk, maybe like 45%, no, like 30%, 30 to 35% of the travel. Maybe 40% at the most, because most of the time we're going to be in a boat. But the ferry travel is kind of like instant travel, so basically, once you get on the ferry, it takes all of like, you know, a few seconds to get to your intended destination. While I don't know for a fact, I think the foliage in the sim is timed to seasons, so I don't know if it checks my system clock to determine that. I kind of hope it does, because if that happens, then I'll see fall foliage in the fall, and I am looking forward to the fall months, I'll tell you that much. I'm happy to hear that you're feeling better. I hope that you rest up really well. Yeah, man. Welcome, and feel free to chill out. Believe it or not, I've actually tried a few new things lately. I actually made kind of like a chef salad last night or a couple nights ago, and basically I took Caesar salad mix, which is basically like romaine lettuce, and the Caesar salad dressing, and like some cheese and some croutons, and then I threw in a bunch of tomatoes, like cherry tomatoes, and then I took the chicken that would have been used to like make, like, for example, fajitas, and I like put it all in there. So basically, it turned out to be one of the best salads I've ever made at home. It tasted great, and I still have one very large container of it that I can probably have for dinner. I don't know if I'm going to make anything else. I do know that we're going to have hopefully some food inbound tonight that we'll have for at least the remainder of the week into the weekend, and then we'll see what happens. I've cooking has grown on me significantly over the past, I would say over the past year. likely the damage is just to my truck. So we'll get that repaired once we get to Yokohama, or if we find someplace along the way. 2% is okay. The the kind of like advanced maintenance in the sim, however, it makes repairing something and replacing something two different things. Just like in real life, you can patch something up, or you can wind up replacing something, which basically puts a brand new whatever for you to use. So we'll see how much my mistake actually costs me once I take the truck to a repair station. But so far so good. So I think in another 5 to 10 minutes of real time, we'll be off the island. It's going to take me probably about like 30 minutes to an hour of sim time to get to the bridges which connect Shikoku Island to mainland Tokyo. And then from there, another 15-20 minutes of real time, actually probably 20-25 minutes to get to where I can hop on a boat. But no bigs. We'll take it a kilometer at a time. It's actually been more than a little bit since I've actually done trucking on stream, and honestly, trucking in Japan has become even better than I anticipated after getting the new map mod back in February, because there's more to explore, and I don't know when they're going to upgrade the map again. I would imagine when they use Greece as part of their bundled assets to create something special. I don't know, but everything up to Greece was used for the current version that I'm on. I locked my Truck Sim version at 1.53 to be able to use their current map, which I think is Project Japan 1.0.1 or something like that. So it's worth it. I mean, there's probably a bunch of other mods that I'm missing out on, not mods, updates that I'm missing out on, but I don't know if there's a new version of the Project Japan map right now. And rather than update my sim and have it not work with Project Japan, I'm going to keep ETS2 locked at this version until I feel like checking for new updates for the map. I mean, it is what it is, and I'm content with what I see right now. So we'll take it as it comes. Now, if you are a regular and you're like, what? You're not flying a plane? What's going on? I do flight simulation flights quite a bit. And I'm also trying to get back into scenery development for Microsoft Flight Simulator and eventually for X-Plane as well. A few things going on right now. I am sorting through, let's just say, some financial challenges at the moment. We are, Mrs. Digi and I. And also work and responsibilities associated with my job. When you are a software developer and you do software development on a daily basis, you kind of burn through your cognitive stores, and you feel drained at the end of the day, and sometimes it's difficult to do scenery dev when you're running low. But at the same time, I'm just getting to the point now where it's just like, okay, like I can't keep this up. I have to do what I have to do and just suck it up and do it. So I want to explore scenery development again, and kind of like I said a few streams ago, I think what I'm going to start to do is just work on incredibly small airports for fun, just to be able to make something happen inside of a stream. And then the more I do it, the more I get back in the habit of doing it, and we'll see how it turns out. Can I realistically say anything's going to come of it in the next month? I don't know. Kind of depends on you guys. I don't like to toot my horn much. I will just go ahead and say, if you feel so inclined, donations to support the channel would be very much appreciated. What you can do is click on my icon and go to my About page, and there is a graphic that says Digi Crew. That will take you to a Stream Elements page where you can make a donation of, I think, virtually any size. You can probably even get away with donating a penny. If that's what you can do, thank you. I'll thank you right now in advance. If you can offer up a little more, that would be greatly appreciated. But if all you can do is just hang around and talk and cheer me on, again, thank you so much for being here and for being a part of the Digi fam. You know, if you want to do something like a subscription or use your Prime sub, that works just as well. It'll take a little bit longer to get to me, but it's also much appreciated. Meanwhile, I've got probably another 20 minutes of real time before I get to whatever bay that I'm going to, whether it's Osaka or Kobe, to hop on a boat to Tokyo. And then once we get to Tokyo, we're going to go down the road, down the Bayshore Road to Yokohama and drop off the load and see where we are in time and whether or not we can squeeze off another delivery, which we probably will, depending on what's going on logistically at home. So I'm waiting on a delivery, and I don't know if they've even started. So depends on when it gets here. I might have to break from the stream or just like stop the stream at that point. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. So I think this delivery at least should be fine, and then we'll see where we are once we get to Yokohama. With that said, again, welcome and good evening, everybody. We are on to Thursday, June the 26th, and tomorrow is Friday. Some of my Flight Sim friends are probably on their way or already at Expo. Some of them are probably going to be arriving tomorrow or visiting on Saturday. If that's the case, I hope you have a great time. I wish that Mrs. Digi and I could have been in attendance, but it just did not work out this year. So, just that simple. I might be able to do an e-ticket, depends on whether or not I'm in a position to actually make that purchase. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and say no. And if that's the case, I'm probably going to do, like I said a couple days ago, which was doing a mixed Flight Sim stream on Friday, probably midday to early afternoon, where I'm going to be taking a couple of GA flights around Vancouver, Victoria, and maybe Comox Valley in British Columbia on the west coast of Canada. And then what we'll probably do is, if I still have time, we will go to Detroit, hop in an Airbus A320 or something even smaller like a 737-600, and then we're going to go to Toronto and fly the arrival, which I think takes me past a waypoint called Penalty Box. It's kind of an inside joke. And at that point, we will be able to call it and chill out. Am I going to be streaming this weekend? I genuinely don't know. Lately, I've taken to streaming on Saturdays, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. Well, we got a little bit of rain coming in. So we're about 2/3 of the way to at least Kobe. Osaka is further out if you take a highway. There's a point at which I have to exit one highway to get on another, unless going eastbound lets me stay connected. I don't know. Six p.m. time simulated in Japan right now. Probably folks are going home from work. But then again, this road should be full up with vehicles, so I'm not sure. This is a bit of a feeder highway, so I don't know. I usually don't pay too much attention to the infrastructure below me, but it looks like there's a tiny road and some houses down below. Oof. This is the weird time of day where your headlights don't do that much. So it's like you have them on, but you're not illuminating a whole bunch. I don't know if any of you have experienced that when driving in real life. Like when it gets to be evening, but just before it gets like super dark. You kind of have to watch yourself. You mean the E thing? Thank you. Going slow. Looks like we can go a little bit faster now, which is great. 40 kilometers per hour is like, I don't know, 25, 30 miles an hour. On a highway, that's not very fast. I spent some time in New York, and I remember some parkways or roads had like a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. For a limited access road, 40 feels so slow. It's incredible. But then again, the fastest I've ever run is probably close to like 10 or 12 miles an hour. 40 is just impossible speed for me. I don't think the fastest human in the world has run faster than 20, but I'm pretty sure no one's run 40 miles an hour. So we'll take what we can get. Okay, and here's the part of Kobe where we have to exit the highway, but fortunately, I think we can exit the highway and go straight to the seaport. Hopefully go straight to the seaport. We'll see. This is definitely getting on the golden hour. Buildings look pink. that turn. Oof. I got started in the sim, then I took quick jobs. The company that was hiring me took care of my toll costs. But now that I run a company with my own truck, I have to take care of the logistics for that myself. By the way, folks, some good news. I have been informed by Mrs. Digi that I do have enough wiggle room in the budget to be able to afford my e-ticket to Expo this year. So I look forward to watching some of the pending news and updates regarding Flight Sim. I will look into purchasing a ticket most likely tonight, and then we'll see what happens. With that said, I don't know when I guess, keynote is going to be and when vendors are going to talk. So depending on the schedule, I'm probably going to either stream earlier or most likely I'll be streaming either later in the day or potentially pushing my stream to Saturday, depending on the schedule. We will see. I think there's still a good chance that I probably will stream, but I might just do GA flights in Western Canada as a result if it takes a while for the conference to go through. Like, like when you're watching something like Twitch or whatever, like the speakers and stuff and all those things to talk about will take a while. But I look forward to seeing what we see. Alright, so let's go to Tokyo. Something like $130 for the ferry. Fortunately, we're done with the rain for now. Also, looks like it took about 3/4 of a day. It's Friday afternoon. I know some of us are probably already looking forward to it being Friday so you can kick back for a little bit. If this is your Friday, then I hope that you are well and resting. At this point, I have tomorrow and Monday off as, for lack of a better phrase, mental health break. And I have some time off coming up for the 4th of July holiday as well. And then we have basically a scramble through the rest of July into August. And man, I'm going to say this until the record breaks. I'm looking forward to September. I'm looking forward to autumn. I'm looking forward to temperatures starting to get cool again. And basically the evenings and the more amber sunshine in the morning. They're partying in that van. Good bass. Let's go. Okay, so welcome back to Tokyo. If you haven't seen Tokyo from the ground, this is basically what it looks like right here. It's a representation of Tokyo because this map is scaled down. This is not one-to-one scale, otherwise a 25-hour drive minus time for ferries would literally take as long as it would take in real life. But the scale of the Japanese map versus the European map in the regular ETS simulator is is actually Japan is actually 110 scale versus 119 scale, if I remember correctly. Which is cool because it takes a little bit longer to get to your intended destination. And I don't know, they kind of made it feel a bit like ETS when you're doing a long haul because it does take some time to get to where you want to go. The speed limit is also lower as well, which makes it which makes you take more time. Coming up on the Bayshore Road, some trees really getting in the way. That's funny because it reminds me of all the times I used to go driving IRL and the trees on the highway, they'd be getting slapped around by the semis. Right, so a little bit more time and we will actually be at our destination. Just thinking about this, this is kind of influencing my my culinary choices for this evening. Ooh, was just informed fried chicken is inbound, so this is good. This is very good. A strange and interesting fact. If you find yourself in Japan, specifically in places like Tokyo, over the Christmas break, you have to order ahead if you want to enjoy their traditional holiday Christmas special, which is fried chicken. And I believe specifically fried chicken from Kentucky Fried Chicken. The first time that I was told of this, I was kind of like, wow. But yeah, as it turns out, you need to basically like reserve that meal. Otherwise, you're not going to get any. Period. We can take the overpass, which just split off, to get to like Haneda and to actually take the twisty, narrow highway approach to Yokohama. But I like going this way because it's wider, it's more direct in my opinion, and it's a much more enjoyable approach. Also, we drive through an airport. Excuse me. So you're going to be seeing bits and pieces of Haneda International Airport, which I think is kind of sort of, even though it's a huge international airport, there's a lot of domestic flights that come into here from other parts of the country, and probably very few flights that come in internationally anymore. I think most of them go to Narita Airport, over like way over closer to the East Coast. But we're literally driving through airport property. We're just below grade, and you could even see in front of me an aircraft taxiing on one of the taxiways right now, which is cool. Oh, speaking of Volvo trucks, I have one on my left side. Cool. And speaking of left side, hey Japan, you're driving the left side of the road. There you go. This delivery will be wrapped up probably in the next 15 minutes or less. We've got some roads to drive through. This is a really interesting interchange because we're below grade and you can wind up looping onto a bridge or an access road which takes you across the Tokyo Bay. It's really weird because you start off in a tunnel and then what happens is you wind up exiting the tunnel into literally the middle of the bay, but as you do, you come across a place where you can actually pull off into a rest area. And the Japanese are absolutely just very, very smart with their rest areas. It's like you want to make the effort of going to the rest area because in general the service is on offer. Make the trip worth it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's really cool. Especially the service area that comes out into the middle of the Tokyo Bay because it's basically like a destination in and of itself. The road isn't accessible as far as I know in this map mod. I kind of hope one day it is because then we'll be able to go way across to the other side of the bay and then you'll really be separated from the city center. Not that far away from our destination now. We can pull off the highway here. Matter of fact, we're going to have to pull off the highway here. And then we take a feeder road to our destination. I used to be a bit of a road nerd, and I liked being on the highway, but I also kind of liked being on the service roads, which paralleled the highway because you got to see a lot of the infrastructure. And if you ever want to see really complicated interchanges, you can go to places like LA, New York, and obviously Tokyo, and clearly Osaka and Kobe, among other places. Alright, so we're getting there. We're pretty close. We're about maybe 25, 27 miles away from our destination, which is great. Hopefully we will beat the sunset to where we want to go. If you really wanted to, you could go to the Daikoku Futo parking area, which is literally somewhere below here. And it's a pretty famous area as well. Crafted Fur, thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate your support, my friend. Thanks for saying hello. I hope you have a great evening or morning. whatever it is you're up to. I understand if you can't stick around, but thanks so much for saying hello. Appreciate you. So this is Daikoku Futo, and then we're gonna get on a bridge that literally latches on underneath the bridge that's in front of us. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. And then we'll be at the pier where we can actually get to the delivery company, make our delivery, and then basically be done. Also, Studio Canuck, if you're lurking, I think we need to set up an ETS2 server, or maybe an ATS2 server, but I'll hit you up with the details probably in a DM, and we will start talking about where it is that we can go at some point soon. Right now, I would say, if I was going to make a choice, I would probably pick American Truck Sim, just based on the familiarity that I kind of have with the infrastructure, but I have no problem doing the convoy in Euro Truck Simulator 2 because there's so much to explore that I don't normally see on a regular basis because I live in the States and I haven't traveled to Europe. But at the same time, I've driven on some of those roads in ETS2 in the Europe map, the actual stock Europe map, and it is fun. A Honda. The shadows are getting long, but we should at least get to our intended destination by the golden hour. It is kind of fun to do this. I sometimes play ETS2 late at night and just lurk in other people's Twitch streams just to kind of catch up on their conversation and enjoy the scenery. I came pretty close to actually having all the necessary funds that I needed to buy my first truck. Don't know where that got stuck. Hold on. Fortunately, I don't actually think it registered any damage. It just kind of like grabbed onto the trailer and said, nope, we're not going anywhere. Hey folks, give me just a moment. I need to go ahead and get something real quick. I'll BRB in just a moment. Friends, I'm back. Let's go ahead and finish our delivery because now I have my delivery. Chat, have you ever had square pizza? Sound off if you have. There are various kinds of square pizza, but I'm also wondering if any of you are familiar with the kind of pizza you can pick up at a supermarket that comes in a white box, and it's not like the pizza that you used to have when you went to elementary school, but it's kind of like the pizza that you used to have if you went to certain places. Okay, I'll put it in perspective. If you go to like a pizzeria, you usually get pizza slices, they're like triangles. Or you can get Sicilian slices, which are basically squares, really short rectangles. So, somebody came up with the idea, get something like several pieces of pizza and combine them into like two big sheets. Separate them with like some paper wrapping, and basically break those sheets into little itty-bitty squares, which is basically what the concept is with this kind of pizza. But it's not frozen pizza, it's refrigerated. I think it's fresher that way, and it's definitely it might be a bit of a departure for you if you are not used to having pizza a certain way, but it's it's gonna sound a little cheesy, but get it? Inadvertent joke. That kind of pizza is Mrs. Digi's bread and butter, and she likes it a lot. There is the possibility of an international incident, but at the same time, yeah, budget guidelines mandate having pizza like that on offer so that you can just, eat something enjoyable. But can confirm, chat, we do have fried chicken. Can confirm. So, all things considered, I'll make the delivery, try to find some spot between here and the next town over, fix the truck back up, and then probably call it a stream. And I think I'm going to do that because I'm just going to go ahead and chill. I was not feeling the best yesterday, and I think I woke up this morning and I kind of felt like that. I didn't feel as bad as I did last night. Was it? Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you need help, and we have prayed to the Lord for assistance. But at the same time, being able to take that mental health break, it just, I'm not gonna lie, it's very beneficial. Very, very, very beneficial. And it's come at a good time, because I know, like, when you start to have difficulty getting your basic stuff done, taking a break is a great way to reset. So I have no shame in doing that. It was needed. I took it. I'm glad. I don't see any repair places around here, so I might just wait until the next time I truck, which might be later off stream, to fix the truck back up. We'll see. no ramen on offer tonight, but definitely the fried chicken will more than make up for it. I know it's Thursday night, but it feels so much like Friday night. It's kind of ridiculous. Tomorrow will be Friday night, unless you're overseas, in which case, excuse me, tomorrow will be Friday night. Tomorrow, like right now, is Friday for you. Okay, almost at our destination. So cool. Welcome to the bay. Got lots of folks that showed up already and parked their trucks. Let's go ahead and make the delivery and go home. Did I miss something? Yeah, it's supposed to stop here, I think. That is weird. Tried it twice, didn't work. Whatever. So, Toyo Wharf and Warehouse Company Limited. Look at that wonderful bridge. Water's nice. Yeah, chat, we're hearing stuff. Let's go ahead and just drop the package off because I don't care. There we go. There's the delivery. Proficiency bonus level 8. I'm just a little bit of XP away from getting to level 9 and my next career point upgrade, which I'm hoping either maxes out my points for long distance deliveries or helps me get my hazardous material rating or whatever. There are other things you can do in terms of skills. So yeah, I need more points. So I already have eco driving maxed out, and then long distance I'll max out, and then probably high value cargo, fragile cargo, just in time delivery, and maybe ADR. This might be the next thing that I do instead of going for high value cargo or fragile. Not totally sure. How am I with my... How am I with my payments? So I have 6.1 million yen. I have 5.8 million yet to finish. They take 211,000-ish yen every day from the loan. Interest rate is 20%. If I paid it off right now, I'd have somewhere around like a couple 100,000, and then the truck would be mine. I think I'm going to save my progress and leave that as a potential possibility. Possible early repay truck loan. Let's go. Okay, so it's dinner time. I was thinking possibly doing another job. Who knows? I might come back on later and do a quiet one. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead, eat some food, and chill out. Just catch up on times and just be grateful for the next few deep breaths I have. Folks, thanks so much for stopping by today. Thanks for lurking if you have. Thanks for stopping in and leaving if you wanted to say hi real quick or just take a look and see what was going on. We are going to go ahead and head out for tonight. I might come back on later. I'm probably not going to be doing any flying this evening. I might save that for tomorrow. In fact, I most likely won't be doing any flying at all unless somebody inspires me to. Hoping you're running on another delivery. Yeah. It whatchamacallit, it coincided with the delivery time. Like, my initial plan was wait for the delivery, and if the delivery happened while I was doing the second job, then finish the second job. But I'm gonna go ahead and whip up dinner for myself and Mrs. Digi. Got a thing all saved up. DCA, thank you so much for stopping by, my friend. It is a privilege to see you, even just in passing. Actually, I thought about doing a retro gaming stream sometime. This might inspire me to do it, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe as early as Monday. But stay tuned. Stay tuned, and hopefully you and yours are doing really good. Thank you. Ooh, if you are, I will probably catch some of that music because you do know I like me some tunes. So just know that if you do stream some Sid music or whatever, I'll probably be listening as well. Folks, I'm going to get going. I appreciate all of you being here and lurking. Appreciate all of you being a part of this community. And like I always like to say at the end of every stream, if you want true peace, even when things get crazy, stupid, crummy, you really do need the Prince of Peace, and that's Jesus Christ. Folks, take care. Have a great night. I'm gonna eat some fried chicken. Love to all of you. Until next time. Bye. Oh, and driver Renault, it's a great truck. Seriously. Laos, take care. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.